I hope your day is going great. I know mine is. I was just doing some things um, and some things came through. And I thought about it. Um, well, first of all, as you know, I'm still here. Um, but anyway, I came on because I don't know, with these memories, a few things, I was thinking about it. And then what I've been going through. I came across something and it was hysterical. And all of a sudden, it just brought up a memory. The thing is, when we moved, the funniest thing was we were the only kids on the block, the only ones. And, it was like elderly around us, our neighbors. Some that didn't have kids, they were older, or they had kids, they were all grown up, and occasionally they came to visit or whatever. And no, I'm not against any nationality, so don't even think that, because I was just told once I say this, I'm other nationalities other than Italian and Greek. Well, we were the only Italian and Greek on the whole block. And they didn't know what to expect out of us when we moved in. And they saw, I think at that time we had 2 dogs and 2 cats. And they weren't used to kids being on the block. So in the beginning, as we were getting our home set up, but before we actually came, my parents got the home set up, so all of our stuff was already in. And the next day, my dad ordered, well, he had them, he just went to go pick them up. He brought home 50, crates of, olives. And I think I told the story about, we made wine. And for you to do that, you have to burn barrels. Now, the older ones, they knew what we were doing. And we knew, always have a hose next to you, just in case, whatever. when we put them out in the trash, everybody just like looked at us like, oh no, they didn't know what to expect. Well, we let them know. Each day it was something different. We had all the windows open, and all they heard was classical music, opera, all kinds of stuff. And we used to play, but we played quietly, outside. We didn't really bother anybody because we knew they were older. And yeah, I was 6. Yeah. And my parents said, let's go meet. We need to get to know our neighbors. Well, I don't know what came over me. Yes, even then, back then, at that age, yes, I drank coffee. I picked up the pot of coffee, and my parents were like looking at me. Where are you going with that? That's hot. I opened up my door and went on my porch and yelled, "Who wants coffee?" And I kept yelling it until somebody came out. They came over and they were like, "What are you saying?" I said, we need to get to know, my parents said we need to get to know our neighbors. Well, we met a few. That's how we got to know some of our neighbors. And to let them know that we're normal. Well, if you want to say we were normal. That, we're friendly. And then we really got them when every New Year's Eve, when it struck 12, midnight, we went out on our porch and started banging pots and pans and yelled, "Happy New Year." And that's how we met the whole block. Because they wanted to know where this noise was coming from. They never had seen that before. So when I say, stop repeating, well, that's not one of them. That's like a tradition. And then as you grow up, you have your own traditions. See, when my parents were younger, like my dad, his family used to go on the step. Well, back then, some would say stoop. I don't know. But anyway, and that's what they did. Well, our neighbors got to know us as kids. And if my parents had, walked in, they had to do something inside. We had our neighbors sit outside. Some played ball with us or whatever. All of our neighbors watched us. And if anyone rode by, stopped, we knew a neighbor was there and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Do you know these kids?" Stuff like that. Now, that's the stuff that I'm talking about that should be brought back. You know, it was like I don't know, they were used to it being quiet. We got the elderly ones that, just sat in the house or whatever. Even they came out and they felt better. They even watched us. I mean, they still never knew what we were, what they were going to expect, when we got a little older. Other than, in one room, somebody was listening to classical. The other room, somebody was listening to opera. Well, we got into, like, really doing music. Who played the drums? Who played the guitar? Who played the violin? And it was like, and at that time we had the same teachers, so we learned the same, I don't know, music or piece or song. And our neighbors didn't mind the windows being open. Like today, people will have their, windows open or whatever and do spiteful things. Blast their music. Or make all kinds of noise to irritate other neighbors. Why? I mean, I don't know. I brought up something. I don't know if I said it on here. I think I was in my 30s, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think I was. But anyway, well, it continued. We had someone, they had the window open practicing because they were in a band. They were just practicing. And here we knew the law. We had until 10 o'clock. I mean, we could still have a party or play, like I said, drums. Or if you were in a band, you could still practice. And usually, we would stop at 9 o'clock anyway. But, but the thing is, then all of a sudden, everybody started moving in. Yeah, we had a Karen. you know, my dad was always working, so they really didn't see my dad either. So they figured, you know, they can, I don't know, get under my goat or whatever, how you say it. It was always something. Well, I always had a comeback. And this person always waited until I ran up the street to go get something. I come back. There were always cops here. Well, I came back just in time. This one time at 6 o'clock, the cops came, complained, this person. But the thing is, I knew who it was, and plus they told me. That we were making too much noise, that we were upsetting police dogs. Now, police dogs are used to noise. And first of all, when the police came, they were still playing. Windows wide open. They couldn't hear them. I think the dogs just didn't like them. But anyway, but they brought up, I came up with a thought. So today, even whenever it started, I mean, it's not only my situation. You're trying to get rid of me through whatever magic. It's not only me that you're doing it to. I want to know, like, take these men or women, they target rich people, whatever, and thinking that they're going to take over and take all their money by getting rid of them or whatever. I want to know. Whoever it may be, they're breaking their what to make all this money or do things for whoever. And say, you do get rid of them. What are you going to do now? After that, what are you going to do? Just say you didn't get caught. What are you going to do? You don't work. All you do is shop, spend money on whoever, you know, get whatever, you know, live the life or whatever, how you'd say it. What are you going to do when there's no more? Because you were greedy. Well, not greedy, but that's the bad word to use. I don't know. Spending everywhere, just whatever. What are you going to do once it, and you never worked, you never knew what it's like. What are you going to do once everything is all gone? What are you going to do? And now take the others. You know, doing magic, making people ill, or, I don't know, killing them, or you're mad because people tell the truth, or whatever. You know, not one of you think that it's going to come back to you, whatever you're doing to others or myself. Instead of, you know, we're here you know, the ones that you're trying to get, I don't know, do whatever. We're here to help people and, you know, not tell everything what happened or went through, but to help guide people, teach people through our mistakes, or, you know, or if you know, a person knows that everything was done through, you know, because somebody was shooting magic at us, how we survived. We're here to teach people to recognize things or solve things, whatever it may be. Or, oh wow, they seem happy, or they're successful. I guess hard work does pay off. I should try that. Everyone has their own mind, but you can get an idea or whatever and combine whatever works. I did a video, you know, about, I'll just say, you know, my family, you know, brothers and sisters, my soul tribe, whatever, how you want to say it, that, and it's for everyone. God made us, you know, we're his sons and daughters. But he also gave us each for only whoever, us. He gave each and every one of us a gift, a talent, whatever it may be. We have to find it. He gave us all a purpose. We have to find it. And it's usually something that, we love to do. That's good way, in a good way. Now, take, the ones that I know, we speak the truth. And I mentioned, each and every one of us like I said, he gave us a gift. He gives us messages which are special to each and every one of us. And when we all mention the same message, now that's important because, that needs to be solved. It's an ongoing thing. And then you could take it another way also. If we give the same message, and obviously it will be a little bit different, and it will be more added, for each and every one of us, could mean that is for a certain person or a few. Or the same people are watching all of us. And obviously, whoever's giving us messages, mostly God, but knows that. Like, I think every person was saying to all these ones to stop. And I don't know how many, tarot readers or whoever had the same message. Gave a warning and kept giving warnings. And each time we gave warnings, especially, like I said, my family, because we speak the truth. I guess we hit a nerve or whatever. Each time we said it, each time you thought to shoot even more. Well, this is why and I said, God and all of heaven and the underworld was putting their foot down. It's not a joke. It's not a warning. Etc., etc. It's an order. Now, like I said, with my situation, and I asked, you know, I said, I think it's March 18th, because all who does harm and other things or whatever had 21 days, so that I think that's March 18th. Whoever stole or whatever, etc., etc. Others are talking about it, but you had until 21 days to return whatever you stole and whatever. And then I was told, in my situation, March 7th. And I said, well, why is mine, earlier? I mean, they told me, but I'm not allowed to say. And I also mentioned, you're still going to get, your karma, everything returned, whatever you did, back to you. You're still going to get caught, but you're going to have to learn your lesson. So instead of messing up your bloodlines, think. Before you do something, check it out to make sure it's not a lie. And this is why I'm here to get as many I can around the world to make it a better place. I mean, it's not only, about, March 7th or March 18th and all that. From now on, I mean, apparently this is going to be a major thing. One of the major. And I told you, nobody's going to get away with anything anymore. you're going to have to learn a lesson. And I told you, when God forces or the universe force us to do something, it's worse than being in the principal's office. Why don't you just bring back something, something good, a tradition that was, fun and good, or, get people together or bring people together. Like I said, we went out, banged pots and pans. The following year, each and every neighbor. And it started to get the next block because they asked. They would all come out, and we all started banging our pots and pans. And our block never had a block party. Well, we made sure of it. Everybody made something. We had entertainment. Instead of trying to ruin people's lives, make somebody, have a better day. And more you do that, more you'll feel yourself feeling better. And remember, lies always comes out eventually. And I know that because I grew up with people that, never told me the truth. Instead of, you should learn off of ones who are giving out messages to teach, to let all that hatred and whatever, let it go. Stop repeating. And make new memories, or keep the old, but the good ones. And teach, our kids to be respectful and whatever. Instead of teaching them what you're doing that is wrong. And like I said, whatever problem, you have, and whatever you have against me, it's not my fault. You need to solve it. You have plenty of help out here. You should have tried to find it. Do you know how hard it was, as I was growing up, that no one wanted to tell me the truth or even to let me know what was going on, what I was going through? I used to ask. Maybe I think I asked twice, and then I noticed I'm not going to get any answers. So you know what that was like? To hold everything inside and try to figure it out. You have to notice things all around you. Yet, took me a while. I spoke to a lot of people that, yeah, they told me the truth, but they also, had lies in there. And for each one, and I spent, now that I'm thinking of it, uncalled for, because, I didn't realize it was like they kept, I didn't know people did that. They keep you. This way you can continue to come back and come back and come back. You have to, bring everything together, what you heard or learned or whatever, and figure out what is the truth. Well, that's what I had to do. Now today you have everything out there. Out here. Yeah, you still have to figure out, but I just don't understand why people can't just tell you the truth in the first blank place. So they asked me to come on, so I just gave another, something to think about. And everyone, sending lots of love and peace. And thank you to everyone. Thank you. Have a good day or night, morning, whatever. Sending coffee too. Thank you. Ciao.